Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I got asked quite a lot on my 2-day sprint video how I do the screen recording that I showed you on that video. So in this video, here's a tutorial on how to do it. I tried to prepare a lot of that beforehand, but we will have some live elements. So if there are any hiccups, just be warned. But let's just start with what you need. So basically, you don't need much. You need a tablet. For me, this is an iPad Pro of 2020. And you also need a pen to write on that tablet. For me, this is the Apple Pencil 2. Not the Pro, not the new one, but any pencil basically will work in order to do this. Also, it's very beneficial if your tablet is able to do screen recording with audio, so it records what you are saying as well. How to do it on an iPad and why you might want to do this, I will cover in a few minutes, so stay tuned for that. It will work any other way also, it's just a little bit more fiddly later in editing, but we'll figure that out together. So maybe let's go briefly through the process, how I'm setting all this up, and then I'll walk you through, show you what I'm doing while also talking to the camera. So when I do these kinds of videos, first and foremost, I talk to the camera and the microphone. And when I want to do writing as well, at some point I turn on screen recording, so I don't have like 20-30 minutes of screen recording on my iPad, and do all the writing bits live while I'm speaking. You could, in theory, also do this in post, basically just add the writing and talk without seeing the writing, but I don't like this. I like writing while talking or taking brief breaks. Okay, so this requires to have a screen recording in place and later merging both of these tracks, so the camera track and the iPad track, in an editing software of your choice. I'm using DaVinci Resolve, and I will show you this in DaVinci Resolve. This will work in Final Cut, and I'm pretty sure it will also work in Adobe Premiere and whatever else you might use. I'm just using DaVinci Resolve. Okay, so first let's start with how you would set up your iPad in order to actually do this. I'm just moving my notes here a little bit aside and starting the screen recording right now. A little bit low in battery, but that's okay. Okay, just a little second. Okay, we're recording. So the very first thing you want to check before doing anything else is that you're recording audio as well. In order to check that, what I find the easiest is to go down on the very top right to bring up this, I don't know, menu where you also have the screen recording thing. And now tap and hold on the screen recording. And if you do, you see on the very bottom there is this microphone ein, this German for on, so microphone is recording. And if this is off, this is grayed out, so you just tap it once and then start the screen recording, and this works beautifully for you to have audio as well. Next, where I do a lot of these writings is either in an app called Concepts, but not everybody of you has that, so I'm just using Apple Notes for this. And we need just a very little bit of preparation for Apple Notes in order to serve us well. So first we open Apple Notes here and we do a new note. Let's call it, this is my video 17 that we're doing right now, so I just name it 017 tutorial. And this just for me, so I find this note back. And this is nearly all we need. What you now see is that you have a white background. And while I believe this would work in white, what I actually like more is to have white ink on my screen later on. And for this, I want to write on black with white ink, with a white pen. So there is an option to actually change the background color here, not in any color you like, but into black. For this, you go into your options, in your settings, look for notes, and in notes, you should have some option to actually change the color. Oh no, it's not in notes. I'll leave this in to show you this is totally live. I forgot it actually where it was. This is where you can change to dark mode. So you want to change to dark mode, and if you change to dark mode, your whole iPad, just for this, now if you go notes, it's black. Okay, so this is where you want to look. You don't want to look into the note setting, but into your display settings to turn on dark mode. And now you just make the note very big, and you look for your pen, make sure it is white, so you can now write in white. And this is very important, that you have your note set up in full screen, preferably landscape mode. This makes it a little bit more easier in editing later on, but both will work in the end. And from here on, you can just write 1, 2, 3, 4. And you will have this, what I'm writing now, on your display later. You will see the screen recording somewhere here. I don't know where it will be, but you will not see it on the display. Or maybe you will. Let's see about this. And when you're done, when you're talking, at some point you will be done and you have shot your whole video. And at this point you want to stop the screen recording, just pull on from the top right and hit end recording. And you will have your screen recording of the thing you just recorded on your iPad ready to be used further on. A little tip that I like to use is, in order to get the data from your iPad to your laptop, PC, whatever you're using, I found it's actually easiest to not connect them via cable and try to pull the data somewhere from there, but to just log in into your iCloud, assuming you have iCloud with enough storage space to store all your photos and videos, and just download it from your iCloud, because your iPad will now sync this to iCloud in the next, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes, however large the file is that was recorded. And from there you can just download it and have your full internet connection bandwidth in order to get the file to you. Most of the time this is a little bit faster and easier than plugging in a cable, browsing through the file menu and everything. A little bit tedious. So just use iCloud for that. Now, assuming that you have downloaded the file and you have some kind of footage where you're filming right now. So I'm filming, so I won't be able to just display everything already. I now start a second screen recording where I actually record my desktop for you, specifically DaVinci Resolve. So let's start the recording. And what I want to show you now here is a video I did 2 weeks ago, I think, the mind dump video that I've done. And in this video, we'll see that we had this screen recording where I did, let's just see, yeah, I had this slide mind map here on my screen, and I did the mind map on my iPad, imported all the footage, and made it working right here in DaVinci. So, how do you do this? First part is, you drag your footage, this is the footage here, just above your, can I somehow hide this? I'm not disable video track. It works kinda, well, however, whatever. To drag it above your actual video footage. So if we go like, I don't know, to here, this is me, hi, and then here I have this other footage, it's called RP, replay, final, and so on and so on. This is the iPad footage, and you want to drag it over your standard recording that you have. Now, the thing is, if you just drag it on top, you could drag it to wherever, and it's not quite clear where exactly it should be positioned, and it can be quite a hassle. And this is why we wanted to record our iPad with audio. Because now you have an audio track from your camera and you have an audio track from your iPad, and you can sync both of these audio tracks. And you do this that you just hold down Control, mark the one, let's close that, mark the other. I've already deleted the audio track of my iPad recording, but this is how this would work. Well, let's just do a new one and just walk you through. So we do a new project, tutorial, and we just briefly open up, we just drag in some video files. Just give me a brief second, please. So we're using the same files. I should still have them available. Yeah, here we go. Okay, now we have two separate video lines available. So first you drag in just your normal footage. Hi, that's me. And then you drag in your iPad footage. And as you can see, I could put it here wherever I like. And depending on where you put it, yeah, it will match with what you're saying or not, or won't match. So what you want to do is you want to mark everything with Control, right click, select Auto Align Clips, and Waveform. Waveform is the audio. And if you do this and click Sync, it should work a little bit. And yeah, it has positioned it exactly where it thinks that it matches. So this is here, I start the recording, and hopefully this will now match up. What I like to do then is, because I don't need the audio from my iPad, because my camera audio is way better, I unlink the two clips and just delete the iPad audio. So I just keep the iPad footage that we have here. And as you can see now, this doesn't look quite right because it's completely black. This is now the other concept app, but this would work one-to-one the same with notes. So now you would need to somehow cut this down. And the first you want to do is just mark your iPad recording, and you can do cropping here. In the very left-right, you need to enable the inspector, and you choose cropping. And then you start to crop left, and you start to crop top, like this. And maybe just a little bit on the bottom in case that's important. So you just are left with the area of your screen that contains the writing. This is step one, and this is very crucial, so you don't need to worry about how the pens look like and everything. You just crop that out for the whole track. And then you scroll down a little bit and you find Composite. And Composite basically tells DaVinci Resolve how you merge those two. And here you have a lot of different composites modes, and you already see some are working nearly right. So for example, if you choose Add, you see, well, it kind of works, but you still see the black frame, so it's not Add. And most of the time I need to just look through what looks right, and it's not here, not here. Yeah, I think I most often choose just lighten. And if I choose lighten, now what you can see is that I'm just left with my white writing on the screen. This was a very fine pen. In Notes I use a broader pen. And it's kind of hard to read because of the white pen. So what we want to do is we want to actually somehow darken a little bit of the rest in order to get the effects that we want. And for this, I will just cut once here and once here. So I've done two cuts to the whole project, just at the start and end of my iPad recording. So I can modify the recording below here, the camera recording, just at the time where my screen will display some writing. And now what you can do is you can add filters in the very bottom here. You need to enable effects at the top. And then you can go into OpenFX, filters, Resolve FX. And you want to add just two filters basically to make this look way better. The first filter is the Gaussian blur. Gaussian blur will, you can imagine how what blurring looks like. So here I've just put it on and instantly the whole scene is a little bit blurred. And while this looks nice on its own, and you can here in the OpenFX panel of the effect now go ahead and decide how much you want to blur. Let's go with maybe 0.55. This is still not that readable because it's white on at port white. So what you want to do is you want to add another filter. And basically, by the way, you see the star I put here. You can favor filters you use often just by hover over them. Let's say this lens blurring, and I can just mark the star or unmark the star. These are my favorites, and I can search for my favorites, or I can just find them more easily. And I want to use the color generator. And I just pop in here and add a color generator also on top. Now, the color generator, as you see, just puts it on white. So what we want to do is, we now in the effects panel, back on the very right of our screen, we have a global blend mode. And in this global blend mode for the color generator, we can just pull it back from 0 to 1 and change how much color we actually want to introduce. And now just change the color to black and add just as much color as you like. Let's say for this, maybe around 0.75. And now the effect is basically done. Now you have a blurred out background and darken it down so the white color stands out. It got way more readable like this. And even if you move on at different colors, here you can see I zoomed out in this app and it still looks readable. And you can, of course, now go ahead and adjust the zoom also, and maybe zoom the whole thing in to have it bigger on your screen and make it work however you like. And with this, you have a full whiteboard basically on the screen. Now then you can just do normal editing stuff, right? You can fade this in or out, and also you should, with the effects, you should think about where you want the video really to start. For some reason it says just set media offline, or at the very beginning here you see this actually nice. You see that we have this little bit of the recording screen of the iPad that is still there and is shown. So you maybe want to just cut off this little bit and have it fade in. And this is now just fine tunement. So you go like, I don't know, this, do a cut and just remove this. And in the very end, maybe when you're done here, you maybe want to fade that out a little bit. And then if you're going through this, you would have a little bit nicer transitions. But doing transitions and actually doing stuff in DaVinci Resolve, I'm no expert, I'm learning as well. I've never used DaVinci Resolve before I started my YouTube channel, so I'm 3 months into my learning journey. Still have a lot to learn here. But these are the first steps to actually just getting started, getting this into DaVinci, mixing it so it makes sense. And from here on, you can basically, for yourself, then fine-tune, oh, this is a little bit too much zoom, so I just zoom out, or position this a little bit different, how I like. This is now you basically editing and just figuring out how it looks good. I did the same. Okay, so let me stop the recording here, because I think you got quite an idea how that looks and works. Alrighty, so this is a recording. This is how I write on my iPad and introduce this to my videos. You can maybe do this so it's just here at some point, not the full screen. I like to have it full screen and blurred. So basically this is the whiteboard that you see and not me the whole time, because I'm not that interesting. But you do you editing wise. If you have any questions about this, please leave them in the comment. Even if it's for another tool, maybe there's someone that can help you. I can't, but maybe we can build some sort of community here where other people help you and you help them. If you liked this video, consider giving it a like, consider subscribing. I've never done a tutorial like this before, so let's see how you guys like that. If you want to see something else, it should pop up, let's say here, let's say 2 videos here. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.